Hello, my name is Hunter, and in this presentation, I will be analysing how pricing and discount strategies affect consumer demands and business performance in the activewear retail market. I focus on the product category of leggings, which represents a highly competitive segment within the broader fitness apparel industry. This topic is relevant because many activewear companies, both global brands and local retailers, frequently rely on discounting to stimulate demand. However, discounting can have a mixed outcome. While it may increase unit sales, it can also reduce revenue and compress profit margins. Understanding this trade-off is essential for effective pricing and strategic decision-making. To investigate this, I worked with a dataset of 100 sales observations containing price, discount percentage, units sold, revenue, and profit for leggings. I apply economic frameworks, including the theory of demand and price elasticity, alongside business analytics tools in Excel. Through this analysis, I am to determine how sensitive consumers are to price changes and to evaluate whether discounting leads to improved or diminished overall business performance. This dataset itself was created by me using different features in Excel to randomly generate a complex dataset. I used random generators for features such as the date, product category, discount percentage, price, and units sold. For the other categories, I used simple equations from my already generated values to get their answer. For example, price times units sold would give me revenue. Before analysing the demand curve, it's important to understand the structure of the dataset. The key variables are the price, discount percentage, the units sold, the revenue, and the profit. The dataset was purpose-built for this project to reflect realistic market conditions in the activewear industry. The discount variable ranges from 0% to 40%, allowing clear comparison across low, moderate, and high discount strategies. Prices adjust accordingly, so the dataset maintains internal consistency, and revenue and profit are calculated based on the standard retail pricing and cost assumptions. This structured dataset enables analysis of how changes in price and discount levels influence purchasing behaviour. In particular, it provides a strong basis for examining the downward sloping demand relationship and estimating price elasticity. Because the dataset isolates leggings specifically, it also avoids the noise and variation that would result from comparing multiple product categories. The underlying expectation is that as the discount increases, the consumers perceive a better deal, which increases purchase quantity. This behaviour aligns with the fundamental microeconomic theory regarding the law of demand. To visualise the demand relationship, a price versus quantity scatter plot was created in Excel. The x-axis represents price, and the y-axis represents units sold. After inserting a linear trend line, the equation of the line and the R-squared value were displayed. The trend line equation resembles a downward sloping line, confirming a negative relationship between the price and quantity demand. For example, our trend line was units sold equals 11.953 times price plus 880.88. This equation means that for every $1 increase in price, approximately 11.953 fewer leggings are sold. The intercept 880.88 represents the theoretical number of units that would sell if the price approached zero. This supports the law of demand, which states that price and quantity demand move in opposite directions. The R-squared value measures how strong the relationship is between price and demand. This is done by showing how close it is to 1. The number can only go as low as 0 and as high as 1, with the closer it being to 1 showing a much stronger correlation. R-squared values of 0.7 or above are generally considered strong, as they show that the relationship does correlate. Our R-squared value is 0.94, indicating that the correlation is extremely strong and shows the law of demand and supply very well, and showing that sales are very dependent on the discount percentage. There are some other factors that play a role in determining units sold, even though they have very little influence in this dataset. These may include the brand reputation, marketing campaigns, seasonal trends, competitive pricing, or product quality and fashion trends. Price elasticity of demand measures how responsive the quantity demanded of a product is to changes in its price. In other words, it quantifies the sensitivity of consumers to price adjustments. For this project, the dataset allows us to observe how units sold change when the discount percentage changes, and consequently the effective price varies. By calculating the percentage change in quantity sold relative to the percentage change in price, we can determine whether demand is elastic, inelastic, or unit elastic. The analysis shows that leggings exhibit relatively elastic demand. This means that consumers respond strongly to price reductions. Even modest discounts result in noticeable increases in units sold. For example, a 10% discount may lead to a 20 to 25% increase in units purchased. This behaviour is consistent with competitive markets for fashion and fitness apparel, where consumers have multiple substitutes and can easily compare prices. Understanding elasticity is crucial for business and decision making. If demand is elastic, discounting can be an effective tool to increase total revenue because the increase in quantity sold outweighs the reduction in price per unit. Conversely, if demand were inelastic, heavy discounting could reduce total revenue since the quantity sold would not increase enough to compensate for lower prices. By combining the demand curve and regression analysis, we can quantify this elasticity and recommend optimal pricing strategies that balance increased sales with maintaining healthy profit margins. The findings from this analysis have several implications for businesses looking to sell leggings. First, the negative relationship between price and quantity demanded suggests that strategic discounting can effectively stimulate sales. Offering promotions during slower periods or at the end of the season can increase units sold and help clear inventory. Secondly, businesses must carefully consider the trade-off between sales volume and profit margins. While higher discounts increase unit sales, they simultaneously reduce per unit profit. An optimal pricing strategy should aim to maximize overall revenue and profit rather than simply driving sales. Third, understanding the price elasticity of demand allows businesses to predict consumer response to different pricing scenarios. For example, knowing that demand is relatively elastic means that moderate price reductions can significantly boost sales, whereas inelastic products would not benefit as much from the same discounting approach. Finally, these insights can inform data-driven pricing strategies, promotional planning, and revenue forecasting. By integrating economic theory with empirical analysis, companies can make informed decisions that improve both sales performance and financial outcomes. In conclusion, this analysis demonstrates a clear inverse relationship between price and quantity of demand for leggings, confirming the law of demand. It also shows that leggings are relatively elastic. This project highlights essential skills for professional practice in business, including data-driven decision-making, analytical reasoning, and the integration of theory with real-world data. These skills are directly transferable to roles in real-world marketing and are critical for success.